So I'm going to break down why Jack Harlow is successful with women in several categories. First, we're going to go over status. Then we're going to do pre-selection. Then we're going to do charisma and personality, as well as go over his physical stuff and his actual strategy, and if you can replicate Jack Harlow's strategy and make it work for you. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Good Bro, Bad Bro, the #1 channel in the world for male self-improvement, dating, lifestyle improvement, confidence, social skills. Whatever it is, we got your back, okay? Bros helping bros. Today, I'm going to be doing an episode of Dating Strategies Explained. Somebody that a lot of you guys probably watch and think, man, this guy gets a lot of girls. I want to know how he does it. Today, we're going to be doing Jack Harlow. Now, me and Jack Harlow share very similar names. We're both Jack. We both have an O in our last name, Jack Denmo, Jack Harlow. A lot of people have actually told me that I look like the guy, and I can kind of see it. We both have like pale, white-ass faces, greasy hair, weird fucking shaggy mustaches. But you know what? I like Jack Harlow's look. So shout out to Jack Harlow. It's an honor for people to think that I look like you, brother. And yeah, you're the man. So let's break it down.
I like a dude who fucks his wife up and then gets it back together.
First of all, though, guys, make sure you hit that like button. The more comments you leave in the algorithm, the more people get to see this video and learn more about Jack Harlow and how he is able to leverage his lifestyle to meet lots of girls that would be high quality and ones that you'd want to date. So today we're going to be talking about Jack Harlow's dating strategy. So let me first give you guys a little background on Jack Harlow. I looked up his history and I think it's pretty interesting, his origin story. So you guys are going to learn how Jack Harlow went from a really normal average guy to a superstar. So Harlow grew up in a middle-class family. His mom was a businesswoman and his dad ran a horse farm. He started rapping at the age of 12. This is key here, guys. From a young age, we have all kinds of different paths that we can go. There's a lot of things that we are passionate about, but people tell us, hey, there's no money in it, or hey, you need to focus more on your school. But Jack Harlow was able to pursue music during middle school and high school, and he got really positive feedback from the people around him. His family encouraged him, his friends encouraged him, and because of that positive feedback, he kept doing it. What happens is from a young age, a lot of people want to do something, but people aren't very supportive of them. People make fun of them and are judgmental, and it discourages them. And then as they get older, they realize, hey, like, what people think about me doesn't really matter. But at that point, they've already gone way down a path that they don't enjoy, which is why a lot of people go to school for something they don't care about, and they end up miserable. And Jack Harlow did not let that happen to him, which is awesome. He started recording and practicing music in grade 7 all the way until the end of high school. And as he would work like basic jobs, he would progressively upgrade his music equipment. So he went from using like a garage band setup or one of those like video game setups to actual professional microphones, interfaces, good stuff, which as somebody that used to be a musician when I was a teenager, I know exactly the grind. And to be honest, guys, I originally wanted to be a rock star, but I decided to do other stuff. But Jack Harlow, it's super awesome that he was able to do that. He ended up getting successful with local crowds. So he would open up for local acts in Louisville towards the end of high school. And he had a very strong support system with his friends, which gave him a lot of confidence. So what I'm getting at, guys, is like, look, Jack Harlow is very famous and wealthy now, and he's obviously very talented, but he once was a guy that was a white 12-year-old rapping. Think about that. A 12-year-old white boy rapping. He probably got made fun of a little bit, but he had people support him. His friends and family supported him, and because of that, he felt confident, and he kept doing it, kept getting better. So obviously, none of you guys watching right now are 12 years old, but just think about the influence that you can have on your own children or your friends' children or even people that are like in their early 20s that are trying to do something, but they don't have that confidence. It means so much more to them than you guys even realize because you could end up pushing them to chase their passion and continue practicing and improving, and then they can end up being one of the greatest artists of all time. And I'm not saying Harlow's the greatest artist of all time yet, but you guys get what I'm getting at, okay? Why is Jack Harlow successful dating? His status. From high school onwards, Harlow was on stage performing, and he was in the club scene, always partying, going backstage, and having access to things normal guys don't. Think about the normal guy watching that's in their late teens or early 20s. They're going out to bars. In Canada, where I'm from, you can drink at 18. I know it's different for you Americans, but Think about the guys that are performing on stage and the amount of attention that they get, how cool they look, how much people notice them and like them and want to be like them, versus the guys that are in the crowd watching, okay? You could be the ugliest motherfucker in the world, but if you can play piano or sing or rap or DJ, people will pay attention to you and they'll think of you as a higher status than the normal person. And humans are very primitive like that. We see somebody standing on a higher stage or speaking at a podium and we go, oh, that's the top monkey right there. Pay attention to him. So that is inevitably going to be a way to stand out from others. So Jack Harlow was doing that since he was in high school, and he got comfortable on stage performing and being the guy like, hey, that's the talented guy there. That's the dude that has the confidence to go on stage and perform. Even if he's not the best, that's the guy that's out there entertaining us, providing value to us. And that's attractive, okay? That is high status. In the nightclub industry, the top of the food chain is reserved for the owner of the actual club, the manager, and then the talent. Okay, those are the three most high-value roles in the nightclub industry. So whoever's performing that night, whether it's like a comedian, a rapper, a fucking banjo soloist, or a DJ, that is the artist. That is the one on the stage, the center of the show. They got lights on them, people paid to see them, or even if they weren't even paid to be on stage, sometimes musicians have to actually pay to perform. It looks like people are there to see them. It looks like they have fans. So that actually, in a way, is pre-selection because, hey, if all these other people think this guy's dope, I do too. Humans are very sheep like that. But anyways, yeah, whoever's on stage or owns the club or is the manager, they have logistics, they have leverage. They can get people to give them the attention that they desire or to entertain others, manage others. Those are the most high-value people. Next, Jack Harlow was a well-respected artist locally for years. So, like I said, guys, Harlow's been doing this for a while. He was not an overnight success. He's been in this game for like 12, 13 years now. But in 2020, he dropped a song called What's Poppin', which exploded on TikTok, made him go viral. I remember when this song came out, and I was like, fuck, what's poppin'? Brand new whip just hopped in. What a line, guys. Musical genius shit right there. So once he popped like that, no pun intended, he was able to headline really high-level shows. He was able to open up for much bigger acts. And locally, he became a legend. Because if you blow up on the internet, your song goes viral, your videos go viral, whoever is from your home city, they have your back till the end of time, okay? Louisville is never going to forget. So he became very successful. And this catapulted him into fame. This shot him through the roof. He was already well known locally. He had performed with some others, and people liked him, but this was just a whole new level. He made it to the big times, right? So anyways, though, I want to once again tell you guys, he grinded for years. This allowed him to rise gradually. It built him up over time. And because of this, it was very humbling for him. You know, he probably went through all kinds of rejections, failures, people doubting him. And it took him so long to become the picturesque, successful musician that he built there progressively and slowly. This prevented him from developing a massive ego and becoming a huge douchebag, okay? Now, I haven't met him, but I know a lot of famous people, like YouTubers, musicians, that are absolute cocksuckers. They become famous, they get a blue check mark, and they just turn into a total fucking loser, okay? Jack Harlow seems like a very chill guy. He seems down to earth, he seems humble, and despite being young, he's a lot more experienced in the industry than most people think. They'll probably look at him like, oh, this guy just blew up overnight, and he's like this fucking... I mean, to be honest, I haven't met him, right? He could be a douchebag, but he seems cool, and I think that his origin story actually makes him a better human. Like, he's very humile. Like, he wasn't just famous at the age of 17. He wasn't famous instantly. He literally had to grind and work for it very organically over time. So he earned his status, okay? Just like you guys can. You guys are watching. You're thinking, oh, well, if I was a famous rapper and I was rich, I'd get girls too. Yeah, no shit, you dumb fuck. But that's why I'm breaking it down, how he did it. Because he wasn't always this. This is how they get there in the first place. Okay, next we got pre-selection, all right? So when you're a famous artist slash musician, your songs get played at parties and clubs, which means by default, your music is associated with partying and nice venues, right? And when you think of partying and nice venues, you think of clubs. And when you think of clubs, what is the product of nightclubs? It's hot girls. The only value a club has is that hot girls go there. If you want to just drink, then you go to a bar. If you want to see cool lights and shit, then you go to a rave, you go to fucking glow-in-the-dark bowling or laser tag. If you go to a club, it's because you want to see hot girls, you want to meet and chill. And, you know, not everybody goes to clubs to meet hot girls. Some guys go just to celebrate with their boys, get a bottle, dance to the music, whatever. But it's cool to do that when there's a bunch of people in the background partying. It's not cool to do that in an empty place with the lights on, all right? But anyways, what I'm getting at is when you're a rapper slash musician, your brand and your music gets associated with this. So all these girls that are hot, having a fun time at the club, they hear Jack Harlow, they dance to Jack Harlow. They have big, awesome experiences, lit nights, memories on their Snapchat to Jack Harlow. So he is like buried in their head somewhere. When they hear a Harlow song, they have that deja vu, that nostalgia. They feel good, right? And not just that, but his music slaps, okay? His music's good, right? But that's huge for pre-selection because now every girl that ever meets him is going to have familiarity. Oh, man, I've listened to your music so much. It's so good. I have so many good memories to it. I love it. Like, it gets played at all these really cool places I go to. So much pre-selection. Next, Harlow has performed at concerts with hundreds of screaming fans, probably thousands now, but he's actually a really good musician. So not only do people scream at him on stage because every other girl is, but they scream because he's actually super talented. His songs are catchy, they're well written, and he's a good performer, right? I'm not a rap guy, I'm a rock guy, but I know a couple of his songs, and that just attests to how good he is. If even somebody like me that doesn't mess with his kind of music likes his stuff, right? So once you're established as like a talented musician, the songs are made, recorded, played on the radio, you could bomb the rest of your life, but people always are going to know, yeah, that guy's talented. That's huge pre-selection, okay? People want to be with talented people because in many ways that talent passes down genetically, right? And even, you know, if you just want to be friends with them, maybe some of it can rub off on you. But I'm telling you guys, Jack Harlow's kids are probably going to be talented at something, all right? Now, moving on from pre-selection musicians, each concert has hundreds of girls, and generally this is because no girl wants to go out alone. Girls need to always go out in big groups, and it's a safety thing, but it's also just because like girls love doing stuff together. Whenever girls have to make an important decision, they usually have a group that they can talk to and reference. Guys, we don't like asking for help. We're very independent. A dude will go to a concert by himself. He'll be like, fuck it, bro. I like him. I'm gonna go see him. He won't even bring it up to his friends. But a girl, she'll ask all her friends, oh my God, guys, come to this concert. Let's all go together. So anyways, though, Harlow, his concerts have massive groups of girls. And girls always agree with what their friends think. So if there's a group of 5 girls and one of them is screaming, oh my God, I love Jack Harlow. Next thing you know, 2 of them are screaming, oh my God, I love Jack Harlow. Next thing you know, there's 5 girls screaming, oh my God, we fucking love Jack Harlow. And right away, they just turn into total sheep. And I don't mean in a bad way. I mean like crowd mentality. Everybody starts cheering. All of a sudden, everybody loves the person on stage, right? Breaking down Jack Harlow's charisma and personality. So, Harlow's a very hard worker. He's been grinding out rap and beats since he was literally 12 years old. So he takes his job very seriously, and he's a professional. And to make it in this business, you have to network. So Harlow has been associated with other artists for years doing the same thing. And he's probably had a lot of people say, fuck you. Your music sucks. I'm not recording this. You got to give me this much money. All kinds of problems. And he's dealt with it all because he made it. So he probably has developed a very thick skin. And guys with thick skins generally have personalities. They have charisma. They're able to break balls, trade jokes. And that's something that's very attractive to women. They like a guy that can stand up for himself and know how to deal with bullshit. Plus guys will want to be friends with you if you're not a pushover. So Harlow's developed that part of his personality. Next, most men learn social skills primarily from school and work. Work can vary from corporate sales to being on a construction job site, but construction jobs are what really teach you how to talk to other men, break balls, hold your own. And like I said, the rap world's like that. So there's a lot of confrontations, there's a lot of no's, and Harlow is used to that. And it's made him develop into the man he is today. It takes a lot of confidence because you're exposing yourself to strangers at such a high level. This builds you up. And it allows you to not fear rejection as much because you've done it so many times. For example, just imagine getting on stage and performing stand-up comedy in front of a huge group of people you've never met. Or performing a song when you've never performed before. You are going to have an anxiety attack up there. You're probably going to not do that good because you're so nervous. am inexperienced, and people are going to boo, they're going to laugh, or it's going to be crickets. It's going to be quiet, and that's going to really scar you. You're going to be like, fuck, man, I never want to do that again. Guys like Harlow have done it so many times that they don't even fear it anymore. And if they do, it's like a very small anxiety that once they perform again, they get right over. But this guy has been there and done that. And that confidence has allowed him to become what he is today. Like, he believes in himself. He knows he can go on stage and do that. Performing on stage and performing on stage well are two very different things. Harlow does it well, okay? He's not going up there bombing. Once again, this blasts his adrenaline. When you're on stage and you're crushing it, people are cheering you and you're hitting the notes, you're hitting the lyrics, you're smashing your song out of the park. The adrenaline and dopamine levels through his system are blasting through the roof, guys. This guy is probably feeling one of the peak experiences in the world. It's like, imagine a rock star just ripping a crazy guitar solo with thousands of screaming fans, or like a boxer winning a title, or an athlete scoring a goal on a net. Think about how good that feels and how much confidence that would give you to keep doing that same thing, knowing like all these people are watching me right now. It's not just like, you know, I like Logan Paul, but if Logan Paul goes on stage and he's like, "What's up, guys? I'm Logan Paul," and everybody's cheering, it's not going to feel as good as if Logan Paul won a boxing fight, or if Logan Paul was in a band and he just crushed a drum solo. You know what I mean? And that's what makes people scream and go, "Man, that was the best concert I ever saw." And it helps him so much when he talks to girls, press, interviews, because when you listen to him talk in interviews, he sounds super relaxed, chill, laid back, like he's done it a million times. And at the end of the day, he'll always be okay, no matter what happens, right? So that's that charisma and personality showing, all right? And he had to work years for that. Up next, we got physical, okay? So let's break down Jack Harlow's physical attraction, all right? And yes, I'm a guy, I'm straight, I bang chicks, but Jack Harlow's a good-looking guy, all right? I'm not afraid to admit that. He's 6 foot, well, also because he looks like me, according to people on the internet, so I'm also fucking toot my own horn, but Jack Harlow is 6'1", okay? So he's tall. He's got a good height. He made it over 6 foot, which is awesome. He has a good face, a little bit of facial fat, kind of round, but good-looking guy. He's got a nice symmetrical face, nice blue eyes. He is kind of a funny-looking guy, and I don't mean ugly, but he has like that Seth Rogen vibe, you know? He has like that guy that got released from prison and now works at the thrift store, or he's like the manager at Burger King that's super funny and is probably better than his job at Burger King, but he hasn't gotten on stage yet. That's the vibe I get from Jack Harlow. So, like, Jack Harlow just seems like the cool dude by the campfire. Like, he's not drop dead gorgeous, but he's not ugly either, you know? He's a good-looking guy, but he also just seems, like, approachable, nice, down-to-earth. And girls like that. They like guys that are just kind of, like, chill-looking, lovey vibes kind of thing. So, yeah. Jack Harlow's got a good mug on him. His body, not the best. Jack Harlow's got a pretty average body. You can tell he doesn't really work out. He has a naturally all right body since he's only like 24, 25 or whatever. But like eventually he's going to have to start working out if he wants to take care of his body. Now, Jack Harlow is so good at music that most of his attention and energy goes to music, as it should. But he could definitely improve his body. He could get bigger. He could get more ripped. He could definitely go up a point or two. So all you guys watching that look about the same as Jack Harlow, you could definitely look better than him physically by working out, because the guy's good looking, but he has a lot of room for improvement physically, all right? And another thing too, he wears all these big oversized clothes. Like, that's the rapper style, which actually makes people notice his body less. So for example, like a lot of people that are rappers, if they just wore like gym clothes, people would be like, "Oh my God, this guy's out of shape." But they wear like these big, bright, oversized clothes, turtlenecks, outfits that are very flashy and colorful. And when you look at these, you're not even paying attention to how their body looks, right? You're just looking at the outfit. So that's why like out of shape guys dress like this, because they can get away with it, right? Jack Harlow's style, he's very traditional. He's got like rings, chains, earrings, colors, the oversized baggy fit, which I'm a big fan of. I love wearing oversized shit. And it works for his demographic. You know, it works for the 18 to 30 market, people that like his music, the rapper style. Rappers are able to dress flashy. They get away with it. And What I like about Jack Harlow is he actually rocks the more dapper looks too. He'll wear a suit or a turtleneck or like a nice dress shirt, and he'll look dope in a more professional, classically handsome kind of vibe. Like that's the vibe I like. I know I'm in a hotel room in a fucking dirty t-shirt right now, but I love my my stylish classic suits, tuxedos and shit. And Harlow does too. Harlow is a man of class, so he knows what's up. Now, I think it's important too that whenever I can find information on the person I'm doing this dating strategy explain video on, I think it's important to find interviews from that person talking about their dating life, and if I can, reference it in the video. So fortunately, I actually found some articles about Jack Harlow where they ask him about his dating life, being famous, and how he can date girls that like him for who he is versus just want to bang him because he's famous. So I got some pretty cool stuff here. So Jack Harlow's take on dating. Despite the stereotypes associated with rappers, he has no interest in hooking up with his fans. I love women and dating is good, he said after sharing his relationship status. It's funny, the bigger you get, the more opportunities you have. But ironically enough, you close up a little as the stakes are high. So a girl I would have invited back to my hotel 3 years ago, I wouldn't do it now. There's also a stigma around it. I remember when I was younger and seeing artists bigger and more famous than me talking about how there were girls that wanted them just because they were rappers. I thought that was so cool. I couldn't wait until girls wanted me just because I am an artist. So, a couple things to take away here. The key takeaway here is that Jack Harlow is based. He realizes that hooking up with random girls as a famous guy is not all it is made out to be. Now, I know a lot of you guys watching are like gonna not believe me on this, but I had a channel that had about 1 million followers. Well, I still have it. I just haven't been uploading lately. I spent years filming videos, doing like interviews, pranks, stuff like that, and I had so many fucking girls throw themselves at me just for clout or for hookup. The story, like girls will throw themselves at you if you're a high level famous person or, you know, famous. You have a lot of followers on the internet. So I was able to get a lot of kills. Probably not as many as Jack Harlow gets because he's a musician, but I know what it's like to have opportunities like that to hook up with girls because you're famous. You have millions of followers. Like, I know what it's like. And before you get there, you do think, man, that would be cool. Like, once I'm famous, all these girls are going to want to hook up with me. But once you get there, you actually don't want those girls. It's really ironic. But he thought that that's what he wanted, but then he realized it's not. So for all you guys watching that kind of want to be like Jack Harlow, or in his case, you know, get a lot of girls for similar reasons, take note from the man who already has it. It's not all it's made out to be, okay? Jack Harlow's based. Just because he can bang a lot of girls doesn't mean he has to or he wants to. And especially girls that only like him for his music, all right? So let me tell you guys about how Jack Harlow actually does meet girls, though, all right? This is how Jack Harlow gets lots of girls. Number one, he plays a dope concert, performs, does really good. Everybody sees him. He looks great on stage. Everybody's like, oh my God, that was amazing. All these groups of girls that are there with their friends are like, that was the best performance I ever saw in my life. Harlow's so hot. Love his outfit, whatever. So he plays this, and then afterwards he hosts an after party backstage. Now, within this venue, Harlow's reps or managers or his friends, like scouts, they'll go out to the crowd. They'll find the hottest girls, okay? And they'll be like, yo, do you want to come to the after party backstage? They're going to be like, fuck yeah, we do. And girls will wait by the stage to meet the guys that just performed backstage, okay? If you're a girl watching this right now and you've been to a rap concert, don't lie. You've probably been like, yo, I would totally want to meet that guy that just performed. I would totally want to meet Kanye or Jack Harlow or Adam Levine from Maroon 5. You know those hot girls that go out and they're like, oh my God, where's the backstage? They will find a way backstage and they will meet these celebrities and sometimes hook up with them, okay? So Harlow has a guy that just basically scouts those people out if he wants to hook up with some random hot girls, and they bring him backstage, invite them to the after party. And that could be at a club, it could be at the hotel, whatever. That's what they do. Next, Jack Harlow makes them all sign NDAs just to hang out. Keyword, hang out, okay? This doesn't even insinuate that they're going to hook up, but it's just for the bare minimum of hanging out. Because so many girls will go and hang out with a celebrity just for the story, just for the, yo, I got to chill with Jack Harlow. And a lot of these celebrities don't like that. They don't want girls chilling out with them like that. But they understand the nature of the game, right? So he has an NDA signed by all of them to prevent them from filming him, recording him, or basically saying stuff that he didn't do in order to get money or press attention, okay? So he's a smart guy. Here's an article about him. When asked whether he has women he dates sign NDAs, he said, "I do. But sometimes it's just to hang out. And that's solely to establish the idea that, hey, my texts aren't meant for your friends. Our time together is for us," Harlow said. So yeah, basically like Harlow doesn't want girls just chilling with him so that they can send Snapchats to their friends. He actually wants them to hang out and respond to his texts genuinely and not for clout or for, you know, trying to Me Too his ass, you know? So he makes them sign an NDA. Smart move. I do that as well. Sometimes. He continued, and I presented like, hey, listen, if you don't want to sign this, you don't have to. This is a unique situation. And if you don't want to do it, that's totally fine. But this is what needs to happen for us to be able to hang out. I just want us to hang out. I don't want this to be a thing on the internet. And doesn't want it to be a thing in the courtroom too. So many false accusations nowadays, guys. So guys like Jack Harlow are very smart. They get the girls to sign the NDAs, and they do that before they even hang out with the girls. And that's a smart move, veteran move. Next, how Jack Harlow gets girls. They hang out. So Harlow decides whether or not there is a genuine interest and connection between him and the girl, as opposed to her just throwing herself at him to suck his dick because he's famous. And based on that, he decides, okay, like, yeah, like, let's actually hang out. Let's go on a date. I'll take you out somewhere. So that's the next step. That's when they're already qualified. They're already the attractive girl that he wants to meet. They're already signed the NDA, and he has already felt like they are not just using him for fame or for Me Tooing him. So that's the point where they actually get to genuinely know each other. Next, Harlow invites them to his shows or whatever house he is staying at, right? So if you're an artist or a performer, the best thing you can do is be like, yo, come see my band play. Come see my show. We're going to be playing here. If you're an artist, like, yo, this museum is displaying my latest exhibition art. My new release is going to be here. Come visit me. I'm going to be hosting, performing. Come see me, and we'll chill after. So that's what Harlow will do, right? He'll go on a date with a girl. He's realized she's cool, genuine, not just using him for clout, and they have a connection. And then he'll be like, yo, I'm going on tour. Here's my next couple dates. I'm going to be at this place after. I got this house in the mountains I rented, and it'll be paid for and covered because he's going to be staying there anyways. He's going to be performing at the concert anyways. So he could easily just be like, yo, tickets are paid for. I'll just hook you up. And, hey, I'm staying at this place. You can come by. And they can just find a way out there. That's the thing about having connections. Like, if you're a performer, you already have that house rented. You already have that concert venue that you're performing at. So it's easy to just invite girls there because whether they come or not, it is happening. So they can be a part of it, right? Now, guys, we're almost at the end of the video here. One thing I'm going to cover is, for all you guys watching, how can you use Jack Harlow's dating strategies to work for you? Will Jack Harlow's dating strategies work for you? And I'll also say this, like, Jack Harlow is not intentionally using a strategy. I don't want you guys to think that dating strategies is some kind of misleading, intricate thing. Basically, it's a way to break down how they are able to have success dating, how they get girls, how they get into relationships. It's not necessarily a strategy. Like, Harlow subconsciously knows that what he's doing makes girls attracted to him, but he's not every day like, oh man, gotta find a way to get these girls. Like, it's not like that, okay? So anyways, let me tell you though how you can be inspired and live vicariously through Jack Harlow to get girls of your own. Number one, charisma and confidence, guys. Harlow has been performing publicly in front of large crowds for over 5 years, okay? Think about how you would feel, your confidence, if you've been performing in front of large crowds for 5 years. That we're talking like at least 50 shows a year probably. So this guy has gone up on stage in front of hundreds of people, probably over 200 or 300 times, maybe even 1,000 now that he's performing a lot. So he's so used to speaking and being cheered on by thousands of people that he has incredible comfort and confidence in front of others, all right? He will walk into a room, he doesn't know anybody there, but he'll be able to perform, expose his inner emotions through lyrics and singing like nobody else can. You know, he's very good at that, and that carries over onto his overall vibe and attitude when he's around others. So when you're around him, you just see this guy that's relaxed, he's chill, and he's just genuine. And you can't fake that. It has to be earned. You could tell the difference between somebody that is trying to be confident versus somebody that is confident because they've performed hundreds of times in front of large crowds. Harlow has that. Can you guys get that? I don't know. That's why you watch this video. Number 2, will this work for me? Music. Can you make music? Can you make music like Jack Harlow? Probably not. But this guy is clearly skilled. He has a very valuable skill. People will watch a YouTube video and be like, hey, that was cool and all, but like, you know, never going to watch your video again. You know, I've had videos that got millions of views on YouTube, okay? But people probably watched it once, maybe twice, maybe 2 or 3 times. But if you hear a song you like, that shit's getting downloaded. That shit's getting played on repeat. It's getting put on playlists. You're going to send it to your friends. You're going to play it at your house party. That song that you enjoy gets listened to hundreds of times. If you're a musician, people will listen to the same song thousands of times. I'm just thinking about my favorite songs. I've listened to them well over 1,000 times. And there's a different connection you form with music versus any other type of art, okay? So, can you make music like Jack Harlow that people will listen to hundreds of times, if not thousands of times? Probably not. But if you do, people will be that much more familiar with you. And even if they don't like you as a person, 50 years later, they're still going to be jamming out to your songs. And that's a special power. So I think the ultimate form of art is music, all right? And he's got it. So that is the most value you can offer people creatively. And that's why musicians are worshipped so much. Next, will this work for me? Jack Harlow. Style. Jack Harlow has a very interesting style, right? But unless you're like a skateboarder, a SoundCloud rapper, or a musician, his style isn't really going to work for you. One, it's expensive, okay? A lot of what he's wearing is like designer, specialty, custom tailored outfits, and every day he's dressed in something different, right? Like I've seen pictures of him in like a basic gym shirt, right? But I've also seen him in just crazy outfits. It's not really sustainable for the average guy to afford. I'm sure he has a whole person that does his wardrobe for him, but also, even if you can afford it, those fits themselves, they are associated with certain industries, niches, and people, right? When you think of tattoos and a leather jacket, you think of a biker. When you think of tight hoodies, sweatpants, and Nikes, you think somebody that goes to the gym a lot. Humans will judge others based on what they wear and kind of have a picture in their head, oh, this guy probably does this. Now, if you're dressed like this, but you're not a skateboarder, you're not a rapper or a musician, you're going to look a little ridiculous. People are going to be like, man, that guy's very flamboyant and extravagant, and he's trying too hard to get attention, right? Now, look, there's nothing wrong with dressing wild like that, but there are oddballs like Jack Harlow, Pete Davidson, Machine Gun Kelly that can dress pretty crazy, and they can get away with it. But the reason they can is because of the context, okay? If you're a 35-year-old and you're still eating Chick-fil-A dressed like a skateboarder, most girls are not going to like that. To an extent, you have to dress your age in order to attract the girls that you want. But if you're a musician, an artist, an actor, or a famous person, a social media person, you can get away with dressing however you want. And that's one of the cool things because that's how style evolves. We watch what people that we like do and we go, man, that's dope, right? Like Kurt Cobain, he started ripping his jeans in the 90s. And it was part of the whole grunge thing. He would wear dirty cardigans, he'd have long greasy hair, and he'd wear ripped jeans. That's where I got a lot of my stuff, watching guys I liked back in the day, right? So anyways, to summarize things, Jack Harlow is very successful because he worked hard his entire life. He got really good at one thing that provides lots of value to everybody else. And as he progressed slowly, he didn't develop a huge ego or become a douchebag. So he developed really cool, approachable, sociable skills. People feel good around him. He's comfort. He's chill. He's got a lot of abundance. And he can absolutely crush it on stage. He doesn't get nervous. And if he does, nobody can tell because he performs so much. The songs, since they're music, when people like them, they listen to them hundreds of times. They share them with their friends. And they listen to them forever. And they associate those songs with good memories and good experiences. And the best way to see that experience and experience it yourself is to go to a concert. Harlow has these great concerts. He crushes it. It gets posted all over the internet. You get to go. All kinds of hot girls show up. They want to meet Jack Harlow. They want to go backstage. They want to chill with him. He lets them come backstage, gets a manager to bring him back there, chills with them, gets them to sign an NDA so that they don't fuck him over with a Me Too or a Snapchat photo of him just using him for clout. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. If you're a guy that needs one-on-one dating advice, if you're a high-level guy like a CEO of a company, or you're in your late 20s, early 30s, you're making a lot of money, but you need to improve your dating life. You need to improve the situation that you're in where you're trying to meet girls in real life that are high quality. You like meeting girls that would actually like you for who you are and not just because of the money you have or the status you have. You need to develop your social skills, your confidence. You need to be able to find ways that you can set up your lifestyle that gives you windows of opportunity to go out and approach girls in real life. Or maybe you're in a relationship right now and you want to ask the girl to be your girlfriend and you don't want to mess it up. She's playing games with you, she's testing you, and you need help, you need advice that you can't get from your friends because they don't know anything about dating. Hit me up, guys. I offer one-on-one coaching, one-on-one consulting, anything involving dating, lifestyle, self-improvement, social skills, managing a relationship, getting through a breakup, how to ask a girl to be your girlfriend, or better yet, put her in a position where she asks you, because that's the real play. Or even just how to set up a lifestyle where you can meet girls, how to act on dates, basically anything involving dating. I got you guys. If you need one-on-one advice, anything involving dating, I got you. Hit the link below. It's in the description. Also, if you enjoyed this video, share it with your friends, share it with other Jack Harlow fans. And I also have a link in the description where you guys can request a video topic for me to do. So if there's a video that you think other people would benefit seeing, you can actually sponsor a video and I'll show you out. Go to the link below, sponsor a video, and then that video will get made, whether it's a question, a topic, or a dating strategies video like this. It'll get made and everybody else will be able to see it and benefit from it. So you're basically a bro helping other bros, making content for people to watch for free by sponsoring a video with the link below. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. I'm going to keep doing videos like this every single week. Share it with your friends. The best way for us to grow is if you share it with your friends. Follow us on Instagram and drop a comment below for the algorithm. Love you all. See you next time. Peace.